Good evening, participants. Today, we are going to have one broadcast from the Tasveer. Tasveer is an effort to make the reporting, processing, and redressal of cyber crimes of sensitive nature less tedious. Such crimes include revenge porn, obfuscating, image-based sexual harassment, cyber flashing, etc. It uses awareness to remove the hesitant nature of victims of such crimes and provides them with protective measures against it. Today, with this same topic, we are having with us Dr. Debrati Halder ma'am from Halder Institute of Law. Dr. Debrati Halder ma'am holds a PhD in law from NLSU, Bangalore. She had been a practitioner in law before joining Law Academia. She is deeply interested in cyber law, victimology, and therapist jurisprudence. Debrati Halder ma'am is also a pro bono cybercrime victim counselor, and she specializes on cyber crimes against women and laws. She was the first in India to propose for law to penalize revenge porn. She is doting a mom and a passionate parent. With this, I welcome you, ma'am, on the suite.
Thank you.
So moving ahead, ma'am, please can you give me can you move me the questions, ma'am?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So, uh, ma'am, what is Chat GPT?
Okay. See, there are lots of artificial intelligence based assistance given to different stakeholders, right? Especially these are human assistants. Okay. So Chat GPT is one of them basically. And this is a chat bot basically, which is fed by the human intelligence. And they actually store certain informations and then they help for certain kinds of human assistance. So presently we are getting to see that Chat GPT basically is being used for several works, including for example evaluation purposes, or for example even in certain cases we are getting to see for judiciary, judicial intelligence, etc. So in this given in this understanding, we do understand that Chat GPT basically, which is based on the LLM model, is nothing but another chatbot, but highly intelligent or highly sophisticated chatbot, which basically speaks with the human beings, understands the query, and tries to answer according to the questions. This is in very briefly, this is basically in my understanding is chatbot GPT.
Okay, okay. Moving forward with the second question, ma'am, like Chat GPT is an artificial intelligence. So, like,
Yes.
who will own the rights to the work generated by artificial intelligence?
Sorry.
When like ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence work,
Yes.
who will own the rights to the work generated by the artificial intelligence? Like any person, like
Absolutely. Yes, I have understood this. See, the thing is that when you are in the field of artificial intelligence, two things you have to remember. One is that who creates the software, who designs the software. The other is that who creates the content on the basis of which these kinds of AI based machines, or rather I would say this machine intelligence basically tries to support the human inquisitiveness, questions, etc. In this case, if you see from typical copyright or IPR perspective, basically this AI basically is divided, or rather I would say the ownership of the IPR is divided. So in this case, obviously, the Chat GPT model is created by a company, and they own the copyright over the entire designing of artificial intelligence, which is basically making the Chat GPT work. But the Chat GPT is being fed, that means the robot is being fed by certain contents, right? Say for example, I have got to see that Chat GPT has been used for answering MBA questions, or for example presently it is also being used for solving many other what you call evaluations, or many other subject evaluations, etc. Question comes here is that who makes the question paper, who makes the answers for the question paper, because sometimes you'll be getting to see as a law student yourself that the question paper may be created by the law teachers in a particular pattern, and the answer may or may not be created by the same teacher, but it may be taken from certain books, etc. For example, if the chat gpt is asked to answer or write an essay, and that essay is picked up from some content which has already been created by somebody else, then you are getting to see that there is a clash of copyright conflict, right? Not only this, here again, last night I was doing a research on this chat gpt and the usage of chat gpt by the judiciary. I did get to see that in the US, chat gpt is being used by the judges, judicial officers, to write the what you call um, like the judgments, etc. So in that case also, this algorithm, this matching of the judgments, etc., AI based matching of the judgments, etc., there also we do get to see that the IPR, especially copyright related materials, they are clashed, and in such case we cannot say that the content will be owned. That means the content which is being copied by the chat gpt bot is not owned by the owner of the company which created the chat gpt, or the engineers who are creating the chat gpt. So obviously in such case you have to see that who owns that content, from where the content was basically taken, and thereafter the designing, etc., of the AI also. So to brief up your question, the content or the artificial intelligence or the copyright, etc., is owned by different persons.
Ma'am, as in your previous question, you have mentioned about USA.
Yes.
So, ma'am, I have another question regarding that. That American Bar Association urges courts and
Yes.
lawyers to address the emerging and ethical legal issues related to the usage of artificial intelligence in practice of law, including bias, explainability, and transparency of autonomous decisions made by AI, and
Yes.
controls oversight of AI and the vendors that provides AI. Ma'am, what are your views
Yes.
on this?
See, the thing is that, when the lawyers or even the judges are also told to, what you call, take the help of artificial intelligence for such kinds of, client helping. Our profession, especially legal profession, is 90%, I would say, is dependent on research. Okay, so
Yes,
this is
correct, ma'am.
basically on professional research, because when you are going to support your client, you just cannot go to the court to give some kind of impromptu what you call lecture to support your client. You have to basically match the case with the previous decisions, the precedents, etc. You also have to see that which are the parts which have to be minors, that means that which have to be deducted, etc. So in all such cases, American Bar Association is taking great effort in making the lawyers who are not even digitally literate, but I would not use this term that who are not digitally literate, because nowadays we are getting to see that all lawyers are digitally literate, but I would rather say who are not that friendly with the AI based case mapping, etc. So the American Bar Association has taken this decision that all lawyers must be knowing how to do it. Otherwise, what happens is that as we do get to see that Chat GPT or any other chatbot, they are not 100% true. They are not the gods and goddesses, or rather I would say the Gyan Bhandar, who would be answering all the correct answers. So
Yes,
in that case, the lawyers and also the judiciary, especially the judicial magistrates, they must see that whether the chat GPT is answering near accurate answers. And in this regard, I am really supporting this idea for the American Bar Association, that they are suggesting that the lawyers must take artificial intelligence related chatbots help. But at the same time, I'm also aware that if I do so, or if any lawyer does so, then there is a lacking of human intelligence and human emotions. Because if you get to see any sort of cases of personal injury, okay, personal damage, etc., the victims generally want, at the beginning, the victims generally want emotional support. And as again a law student, we all know that on the basis of emotional support, we can basically what should I say, count on the compensation damages, right? So if a person is a victim of motor vehicle accident, etc., and the victimization is not that big, it's just a kind of minor fracture, etc., but we have to count on the trauma. We have to count on the hours or the days whereby the victim could not touch the car, thinking that he would be again attacked by somebody on the road. So this kind of emotions, basically chat gpt or any other chatbot will not be able to understand until and unless we are basically feeding the human emotions in their, artificial intelligence related, what you call machines also. So in that case, I believe that yes, it is good to take the help of AI based, machineries, but at the same time we should not be 100% AI based. There should be some kind of human emotions, there should be some kind of human intelligence, judicial intelligence, legal intelligence, and AI based intelligence.
Moving forward to the next question, ma'am, there is a one doctrine of sweat of the borrow in copyright.
Yes,
Doctrine of sweat of the borrow is not in conflict with ChatGPT, like ma'am, like ChatGPT, we see we have some content are copyrights.
yes.
And so, what are your views on it?
See, as I mentioned earlier also, that as you know, that the copyright, etc., or the issue of the copyright, etc., will not arise until and unless the copyright over that particular thing is being exploited, and that too positively exploited. But again, I would rather suggest, or I would, it's my personal opinion that since we are talking about positive exploitation, that means ethical gaining of money by the content creator. I think that whether it is artificial intelligence based, any mechanism, etc., the content creator must be acknowledged. The content creator must also be paid properly. Otherwise, the entire question of this exploitation in the copyright, or for example the doctrine of sweat, etc., that will not have any positive meaning. This is my complete personal opinion.
Going forward with the next question, ma'am, there is a one famous quote of Christian Hammond. He says, "You have to understand the length and the breadth of the technology and where it's collapsed, and making sure the task is not one that demands something beyond its limits. The nature of underlying mechanism, it may never be capable of genuine reasoning, being initiative or thinking beyond the movement." So it is a famous quote of the Christian Hammond. So ma'am, what are your views on this particular quote?
Can you please repeat again?
Yes, ma'am. There is a quote of Christian Hammond. You have to understand the length and the breadth of technology, where it's collapse, and make sure the task is not one that demands something beyond its limits. ChatGPT might be good at taking the test, but because of the nature of underlying mechanisms, it may never be capable of genuine reasoning.
Right.
So, ma'am,
Okay.
what are your views
I'll
on
give
it?
you, yes, yes. I'll give you a very simple example for this. And this had gone with Alexa, Siri also. Suppose, for example, because ChatGPT is answering many, as I mentioned, evaluations also, and ChatGPT will be able to answer what would be the solution, or rather, I would say that what would be the poisonous solution, and say, for example, what mixture of gas can be very dangerous for human beings also. Suppose, for example, anybody would like to go ahead for committing a crime, that is physical, crime, and he or she puts this question to ChatGPT in a very smart way, not telling the ChatGPT or not telling any other AI based what you call software that he or she wants to commit that crime, but the question is put up in such a beautiful design that it actually extracts the answer that how I'm going to commit such kind of criminal activity. These AI based softwares, etc., would be answering, and thereby you would be getting to see the person who is uh, planning to commit that offense. That means that there is this mens rea is there. Actus rea will automatically be rejoining the mens rea. So in such case, can you consider chat gpt or the owners of the chat gpt as the parts of the conspiracy? Can you tell that chat gpt or the creators or the designers of chat gpt basically fed chat gpt as a bot to answer such kinds of questions? This is a very much legal twisting questions which is still in the gray area, and I think this kind of examples will be answering the question that you have asked based on the quotation on the quote that you have basically told me. Now we have to understand about the limitations of AI based softwares, AI based mechanisms, etc. AI, as I said, is artificial intelligence. It is not human intelligence. Human intelligence is equal to human emotions. Again, I will repeat this. Therefore, you would be getting to see that we have to understand what is the limitations of any technology, especially when it is connected with human brain, when it is connected with the decision making power of any human being, or when the thing is being fed to the machine. Very recently I had seen that there was a murder, there was a very gruesome murder, and the perpetrator basically asked the internet, I mean, he tried to get it from Google, to find out that how to chop off the body, how to hide the body parts, etc., so that nobody will be able to understand these questions. Again, if it is done in a very smart way, not even Google or not even any other AI based mechanism would be able to understand what exactly is the intention of the person. So in such cases we have to be very careful about how the entire mechanism is being used. Not only this, I would also suggest that any sort of artificial intelligence based mechanism has got all kinds of possibilities of being misused. So we have to, before we create a software, before we design a software that is artificial intelligence based and also for human assistance, we also have to gauge the human thinking power, that how it is going to be not only used but misused. Therefore I really support this statement of this commenter. And definitely we have to understand, we have to acknowledge that all artificial intelligence or all technology, digital technology, internet communication technology, etc., they are not foolproof. They are basically supposed to be misused, and we have to be very careful about using them.
So, ma'am, my next question is like with the models like ChatGPT, it has become increasingly easier for cyber criminals to generate sophisticated emails that are harder to detect. Theater actors can launch a ton of cyber attacks for varied purposes. So, what steps, your opinion, should be taken to resolve these issues?
First of all, we have to understand that how we are going to launch these kinds of softwares. This is what I feel. Next, obviously our police department has to be very very strong to prevent certain kinds of criminal activities, and also to map out their activities on the cyberspace. And third, and not the last, I can say, our laws, our legal practitioners must be very well educated in the cyber laws, especially for cyber security measures, to tackle these issues, and to accept, acknowledge these challenges, and to know how to go ahead for answering these kinds of challenges. I think this can be the answer for your question.
Ma'am, so last question from my side. Like, what are your personal opinions about ChatGPT? How will it help in law? How will it help the lawyers and judges to make the judgments, to find the cases? Like American Bar Association also come up with their point of view. Recent, it's a planning that BCI, Bar Council of India, will also come up with something like that when it comes to a trend. So, what are your personal opinions about ChatGPT?
See, in my opinion, Chat GPT usage, that is artificial intelligence based human assistance related robots, etc., or bots or chatbots, these are not bad. These will be reducing the human hours for searching for the case details, etc. But there should be proper guidelines, and the artificial intelligence based these bots must be designed properly for positive gain and not for negative misuse of the entire mechanism. And obviously in future we are getting to see that human intelligence would be based on artificial intelligence, but that would be again fed by the human intelligence. So whatever content is being created, that should be acknowledged. That means the content creator should be acknowledged. At the same time, whatever content is being now disseminated, that also should be properly disseminated. And I completely agree with the American Bar Association's view, and also maybe I expect that BCI will also be doing it. We should create proper policies for using such kinds of artificial intelligence based mechanisms.
Thank you, ma'am.
Otherwise, the justice delivery would be disastrous.
Yes,
Thank you.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your time. It's a nice interview with
Thank
you.
you.
So thank you. I'm
Thank you.
looking forward for more interview with you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.